they use gayness as an insult to black men. Whenever black men say something that certain people don't like, well, he's just gay. That's an old trope.
I think about one person that definitely, I'll bring up the late Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Your perspective, just by the name alone, what do you think he was trying to do? Or
I think Kevin did good work because Kevin was very honest about a lot of stuff, and he was a student of my work. Gotcha. He studied my stuff, and he was always cordial to me. I never had a problem with Kevin. And he had a big audience because he was real. A lot of stuff he said was real, and women, even though a lot of women kind of called up and they would have issues with him, they respected where he was coming from because deep down they knew a lot of stuff he was saying was real. Sometimes he kind of went over the top, I think, to go viral for the shock value, of course. But that brother was a genius at marketing his stuff, promoting his stuff. He was a genius at that. And I think people should learn from that template.
Right. I'm going to put a disclaimer on this. You know, if you don't feel comfortable to discuss this, please let me know. But I will touch on it because I do want to have a level of authenticity when it comes to what I do. Kevin Samuel's sexuality was in question a lot. Yeah. Do you think if he was a gay man, do you think his impact would have been not as meaningful?
Well, probably if he's talking about relationships with women, if he was a gay man, that would have been contradictory. But I don't think he was gay. I think a lot of times when they use gayness as an insult to black men. Whenever black men say something that certain people don't like, well, he's just gay. That's an old trope. Okay. I don't think the man was gay. I've gotten that in our space. There's some stuff. That's but it's a low hanging fruit. But I'm not trying to pin that on him. I would just say mannerisms wise. Right.
There were some things that...
there were some high school pictures and stuff they saw. I see that.
From the Mac lesson days.
And I used to clown dudes. I used to clown dudes.
We would have pulled his picture up. You know what I'm saying?
I would clown dudes for being moist back in the day. But again, if he was, I think somebody would have came out and said, hey, I was with Kevin Samuels at one point.
I could respect that perspective. What I thought was interesting, though, that he did have that on him. And there were these pictures that were kind of like questionable in terms of his poses. But like he still would have these men like rallying behind him. And they kind of like would overlook that. And it was, do you think that black leadership is so much needed that we will overlook a man that claims to be heterosexual, you know, like a man that maybe, and I'll put this again on tape, maybe homosexual, that we will overlook that just because he's giving us some type of message that caters to us? Well,
it's the message is the most important thing. The message, the intent, and the integrity behind the message. The mannerisms, that can be here or there, because let me tell you something. Listen, some of the most dangerous gangsters I know, they're not running around all rah-rah. Just because the dude is running around rah-rah trying to be super hyper masculine doesn't mean that he's masculine. Some of the biggest killers I know will come in here and whisper to you. Go look at interviews of Tookie Williams.
Okay. Soft spoken.
Tookie Williams whispered when he talked.
Right.
That dude was a problem in the streets.
Right.
Other gangsters I know, some real hitters, they don't talk loud.
Right.
These dudes are so soft spoken, you would never know. You dig? That's how power is. Power is quiet to a certain degree.
It is.
Yeah. Just because somebody's rah-rah and yelling and screaming, that's the weakest person in the room. The dude rah-rah, doing all of that, I'm a man, that dude is the first one to bend over somewhere for another dude.
Okay.
You dig? No disrespect to dudes who bend over for other dudes.